Hey, welcome back to the channel. So most people will never become a millionaire in their life, and it's not because they're not good enough, not smart enough, or they don't work hard enough. It's certainly not the case. It's because they don't think about money in the right way. Now, I worked in finance for over a decade, working with multi-millionaires and billionaires on a daily basis, and I can tell you this for truth. The way they think about money, the way they act with money, and the way they manage their money is entirely different to the average people that I grew up with. And I learned a lot, and it's what I have applied to my own life. It's what I now teach my students, and it's what I want to share with you here today. Now, these 7 mindset shifts that I observed and I applied from these multimillionaires and billionaires can and will transform your financial reality if you apply them. So make sure you stick to the end and get all 7. So first up, let's look at the power of owning assets. You see, the truly wealthy people, they don't just buy up things, they buy specifically assets. Now, what is an asset? An asset is anything that is income producing, which is good news. It means it's making you money. So think about, buying property, buying investments, owning stocks. Having these things is making you more money, but the average person is buying a liability, something that is constantly costing them money, like that new car, the upgrade, the luxury item, right? It is only something that is taking money out of their pocket, not putting it back in. And that is the first massive difference that I noticed from hanging around with the truly wealthy people. They are hyper obsessed with ownership, not just consumption. Now, especially in today's world of hyper-consumption, where everything's on social media, they do these like fashion hauls, and everyone seems to be obsessed with having the latest and the most up-to-date of everything, it can become very easy to fall into this mindset of consumption. But if you want to be truly wealthy, you need to break that mindset, break that cycle, and focus instead on ownership. The average person is out buying up their latest Starbucks, going and buying the new iPhone, walking around in the latest pair of Nike sneakers. Whereas the wealthy people who are owning parts of those companies through investing, for example, are benefiting from that person's consumption. So the average person stays average in their finances and the rich person gets richer. You can see how unfair that is until you understand what's happening and until you break that cycle. So remember, prioritize owning assets, not liabilities, and aim for ownership, not consumption. Another thing that really struck me from how these really ultra wealthy people managed money was how they actually spoke about money, their language that they used. So often I would see these very wealthy people be presented with an opportunity like a business deal, and instead of just thinking, oh, that is out of my budget or that is too expensive, their first thought is, will my investment in that make me more money back? And if yes, they disregard the price and whether or not they can afford it. Instead, they think, how can I make that happen? Now, that is a massive difference from the average person who will look at the price of something first, and if it's out of their budget, think, I can't do that. I can't afford that. And they never give themselves the opportunity to even figuring it out. How could they make it happen? And so they cut themselves off from making more money back, from making infinite returns on a potentially life-changing investment in themselves, in a business, in the stock market. So that is something so massive to be aware of, is the language you're using about money. And when you see an opportunity, regardless of the price, ask first, do I want it? Will it make me more money back from investing in it? And if the answer is yes, how can I make that happen? So ditch the first response of most people, which is, I can't afford it, and switch your thinking to, how can I afford this? Another big difference that I absolutely love is that the truly wealthy people are obsessed as well about passive income, right? Having their money work for them and make them money without them having to lift a finger. Literally, whether they are on vacation, whether they're sleeping, whether they're spending time with their family, their money is making them money. And that is definitely a trait that I wanted to adopt and something I definitely wanted to create for myself. So let me share with you how. You see, the average person will go get an income, pay their bills, work, and keep in that same exact cycle, right? Working, making money, paying bills, working, making money, paying bills. The wealthy person realizes that that is a trap, right? It's a trap that has been sold to us since the time we went to school, right up through university, right? How to be a good employee. Now, let me be really clear. This trap is not just for people working in corporate. This trap can also happen for my entrepreneur friends, the business owners who also don't know how to think the right way about money or how to manage their money effectively. So don't think that you get a free pass on this one, right? So it's so important that you have money working for you. You see, if you invest just $100 a week for over 11 years, you would have over $100,000 invested at the end of that time. That is one of the massive difference in the differences between the average person financially and the ultra rich. They see the power of getting their money to work for them and the trap of just working for their money, trading their time for money. It is not the route to financial freedom. Now, the next big mindset shift is one that I know you are going to love, especially being part of this community. And that is how they view money, not just in terms of physical money, but their view of the world. Right? The ultra wealthy people that I worked with, they saw money as something that was in great abundance, that was constantly circulating and moving around them, and that they wanted to tap into. Whereas people who were really just getting by month, they see money as something that is scarce, that they have to work really hard for, that there is just this one money pie, and they get to take just a tiny sliver out of it. Not that there is this infinite well of abundance that they can tap into. Because think about it right now, and this is something I love to do. There are trillions of dollars of transactions happening right now. That is how much money is moving around the world in this instant. Are you tapping into it? Or are you in the scarce mindset of believing that money can't come my way? I have to work really hard for that money. I'm not worthy of that money. It couldn't be that easy. So check in with yourself. Is your mindset on something that is abundant, or is it on something that is scarce? Because money is not scarce, but so often your thinking about money is. Now, the next one is really big, especially in this era that we're living in of high dopamine hits and constant access to everything at every time. And that is delayed gratification. You see, the ultra wealthy know that to build real long-term financial success, they need to give it some time, right? They want to build a foundation of wealth that they know will stand the test of time, right? It's like you don't want to build a house on shaky foundations because the next time a storm will come or a wind, that house will be gone. The person who is just getting by, who always seems to just have enough or struggling financially or never really makes it to have that amount of excessive wealth, that overflow of wealth in their life, it's because they're constantly chasing and seeking this dopamine hit, this next, gratification moment. And I understand it because we're in this era that you can literally go on your phone right now and within 24 hours have anything delivered to your house. It is crazy and wild, but we have been wired and conditioned for this high dopamine hit, this constant gratification. It is also unfortunately why I have heard so many horror stories of people buying into these get-rich-quick schemes. Just stay away. I always say get rich quick means you're going to get broke faster, right? Build real long-lasting wealth on a foundation that will sustain you, your family, your legacy, beyond the test of time of your time physically in this world. And it is possible if you do it the right way and avoid that trap of this dopamine hit and constant gratification. The other thing that I noticed about the ultra wealthy was their ability to take bold action, even in the face of uncertainty and even in the face of fear sometimes. So they were able to say, okay, this is option A, this is option B, and I'm going to make my decision and then stick with it, burn the bridges, we are moving forward. The person who never really gets ahead in life, who is constantly struggling both financially and in their life, is the person that is always stuck in indecisiveness. They can't make a decision, so they never even move forward to figure out which is the best one and then make adjustments along the way. Or they're stuck in an action, they're stuck in this space of, I don't know what to do, so they do nothing. And that one difference in mindset between I don't know everything, but I'm gonna take action, figure it out on the way, versus I don't know, so I'm gonna do nothing, is literally the difference between massive financial success and someone who doesn't make anything much of themselves. Now, I remember back when I was working in corporate and I had this desire to start a business, to teach other people about money and finance and personal development and all these amazing things that I have under the umbrella of my business, The Witch of Wall Street. I didn't know exactly how it was all going to happen. I didn't have a plan B. All I had was a very clear intention, a desire, and a vision. And I took action. I took a lot of messy action. I quit my job and I started. Now, I went off on a couple of detours along the way, but I figured it out. I had so many colleagues who also spoke about starting their business and this desire to do their own thing, but never had it all figured out. And so they never took action because they were always waiting for the perfect time and when everything was crystal clear for them. And you know what? That day never came, because it's not until you start taking action that the vision unfolds to you, that you can start to see things. And so they stayed stuck. They never left, and they are stuck in this comfort zone, which is not the equivalent to success. Get out of your comfort zone, take messy action, and figure it out along the way. So the next mindset shift is embracing calculated risks, right? Every single decision comes with some form of uncertainty. We do not have a crystal ball that we can look into the future and have absolute 100% guarantee on how things are going to work. But the truly wealthy, it was incredible how they were able to take these seemingly risky decisions, but it was always a very calculated risk. They knew that, yes, this decision might come with risk, but how can I hedge that risk? How can I manage it? And so often that included getting the right advisors around them, educating themselves properly on the deal, and really informing themselves. So it wasn't a reckless risk. It was a calculated decision, understanding the risks and moving forward. Now, unfortunately, it's something that I hear so often from women when I first start talking to them about, managing their money, building their wealth, investing so that they can become truly financially free. And I hear, but isn't investing really risky? Now, unfortunately, this keeps so many women stuck in a trap because they assume investing is risky. And so they stop, they take inaction. They're stuck in this place of nothingness, right? They're not moving forward. They never even give themselves the opportunity to figure out, is that belief true? And P.S., it's not, right? Everything in life comes with a degree of risk. Walking out the door, waking up, getting in your car, getting on the plane, it all involves some level of risk. But how do you manage it? That is what separates the truly successful, the truly wealthy from those that are not, from those that are always just staying stuck in the same pattern, never taking action, never getting results. So think about it. If you had invested in Amazon back in 1997, $1,000, that would be worth over $2 million today. Right? A risk potentially at the time, but certainly a calculated risk that had a massive potential payoff. So stop letting the fear of uncertainty control your life. Move out of your comfort zone and get ready to take some calculated and smart, risky decisions. Now, most people will listen to this and will never take action. And so they will never get a different result. They will keep with the same habits and patterns of their family, their parents, their ancestors. Be different. Be the one that breaks that cycle. Listen to what I've just shared here today and decide on one mindset shift that you're going to apply. Let me know what it is in the comments. Commit to it. Say, yes, I am going to break this cycle and I deserve a better financial future than what I currently have, no matter what your starting point is. Now, if you really want to ramp up your financial journey, if you really want to achieve true financial freedom, be sure to check out my amazing video, which is all about investing for beginners. If you are new to investing, this is perfect for you. It is such a game changer. It is how you build wealth. It is how you become truly financially free. Watch it. Thank me later. I promise you, you're going to get so much value from it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.